Hello, everyone. Elena Korsakova here. And today we have a very special guest, another very powerful and influential woman, Zhanna Shpits. Zhanna is a stellar example of the don't wait to create message. She inspires people to embrace. She is an award-winning entrepreneur, master communicator with expertise in NLP, speaker, singer, songwriter, the executive producer, a TV host, and a devoted mom. She is a founder of the Kids Universe, and since 2003, her six-figure company has helped children under 7 years of age and their families learn to love music and movement and connect. And in doing so, grow and become instruments for love, connection, and peace. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. And besides all of those attributes that Zhanna has, she is also is my very good friend. Welcome, Zhanna.
Thank
Welcome to
you.
our show.
Thank you so much, Lenочka. I am thrilled beyond measure to be speaking with you. Every opportunity to speak with you and now speak to your audience is always a treat.
Wonderful, wonderful. Zhanna, tell us, please, how did you decide to start the Kids Universe and what is it about?
So the Kids Universe is a business that I started when I was a young mom. And what I mean by that is my kids were literally, I think my son, I have two kids, my son and my daughter. My son is now 17 years of age, and the daughter is 15. And when they were super young, I mean, probably like my son was about 3 or maybe even younger when I started the Kids Universe. The Kids Universe is the business where we teach music and movement program for kids or families with kids under 7 years of age, and to be specific, under 5 years of age. So that's pretty much, music is my identity in a way. Everything I do revolves around music one way or another, whether I'm speaking on stage or I'm singing, like you mentioned, I'm a singer-songwriter too, or I do custom songs for businesses and for individuals. So this music is in every single aspect of my business, and I do quite a lot, although it's all like centered. So that's what Kids Universe is. And why, I think the second part of your question was why I started, or how did I start the Kids
Uh,
Universe?
right. How did
Yeah.
you decide to start it?
So to me, that's a great question. To me, Lian, what was important for me is I always wanted to be a mom. Since I was probably 6 or 7 years myself, I was born originally, I'm from Russia, just like you are. And all I could remember, I always wanted to be a mom. But when I was thinking about being a mom, the image of myself and my kids was always that we are building or creating something together in a way. So I didn't want to go to work like 9 to 5. I didn't want to do that and then for somebody else to come in and instill all the values that I would have no idea what those values are into my children. So I decided, okay, well, what can I do to so that I can be with my kids in kind of involve the kids to the extent that I could possibly I possibly could at that moment, and maybe work from home and do something that I love. This is another aspect of me. I never wanted to just make money. I wanted to make money doing what I love. And since music was so natural and teaching, because I graduated from Samara State University Philological Department, and I was everything I was learning was in English, so English was never an issue. And I my thesis was in methods of teaching. So I loved teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher. I just didn't know I didn't know what form the teaching would take, because my idea of teaching was not to become a teacher in a public school with a limited, or let me just put it this way, a fixed income, right? With the ceiling that you pick or you reach, and there's no growth after that. I wanted to make, for some reason, stubbornly, big money in educational field. That's why, and why big money? Because I want to give back. I have charities that I would love to support, and I also would love to give in a much bigger scale and much bigger way. So that's pretty much the story of how the Kids Universe started. It started in my own house with my little kids, one class at a time, and then within the span of probably 3 or 4 years, just knocking on doors with no connections, no business education, zero, just out of necessity, I grew the business to the point where I just couldn't take any more schools or open more classes because I was up to here. So the business was booming until the COVID started. And now, since every business is affected, we're still afloat, we're still existing, and we are doing what we can. But it's not, the scale is not as grand as it used to be. And now we are kind of redirecting and creating something that I've always wanted to create. Several years, I've been thinking about going online and creating an evergreen program that is not limited to the geographical area you are in. And now I have a beautiful opportunity to do that. So I'm doing that. That was a long explanation to
Wow, what a story. Zhanna, what a great story and what a journey. And I really can relate to you because not we just speak the same mother language and we have the same background, but also as a mom, as a grandmother, and as an entrepreneur, I totally understand what you went through, what you're going through. And when you mentioned that your business came to the point that it was so booming, uh, that you could not take any more clients, right? It was up to here.
Mhm.
Well, this is a good place to be but that then is a time to scale, right? To scale and to rethink your business model. And yes, the COVID-19 kind of gave us that opportunity to come down and slow down and readjust ourselves, our businesses. And that's why we are entrepreneurs. We have to be so flexible, right? And with all these different events in our life and our businesses. And right now, there's so much opportunity came with us being stuck at home and being online. And you mentioned, I really loved what you said, that you want to um, be able to earn a lot of money in educational field while helping others and while doing what you love. And
Mhm.
I know you have so much passion about your business, about working with little ones, and you're so artistic and you're so talented performer. I know that you are not just a great speaker, but also a great singer, and we will talk about it later on. But before we go to that, I I want to ask you a question. You mentioned that your two children, and how old are they now? They are grown up. They're
17?
teenagers.
Yeah, 17. My son is 17 and 15 is my daughter's age.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned that they are involved in your
Yeah.
business, right? They are part of your business.
Mhm.
And on what level? Can you tell us how do they involve? On what level?
I love the question, Lian. Thank you so much for asking. One of the workshops that I do actually, it's how you create a team with your children. And that's all about parenting and it's all about giving joy and bringing joy. And how do we become role models for our children? To me, it was very, very important from the very beginning. Like I told you, even before, long before I had my two kids. So when they were little, and I already mentioned, right? So the Kids Universe started in my house originally, and the classes were held here. So the kids were with me when I was teaching, and they were observing, and little by little, they started helping me out. And of course, at some point, when it's like terrible twos and terrible threes age, it could be a little bit tricky because then you mix up the role of a mom and a teacher in a way. But we passed that. There were some times I shouldn't be, I will be transparent with you when I was asking my parents to stay with the children when I was teaching, so that I could concentrate on giving value to everybody who put the trust, all the families, all the other families. But it was just a short period of time. And as they were growing, I remember, I believe my son was 8 or 9 when I started, and so that means no, I think let me take it back. My daughter, my youngest, was 7 or 8 probably when I started taking them as my assistants to, let's say, special events that I was doing, which would mean helping me out with the instruments and the props and everything. And I was teaching them and training them as we would do that. And in the car back home, I would kind of debrief with them what went really well and what could be done even better next time. And that was the time when I started rewarding them a little bit with financial it's not financial gains, I was gonna say. It's just showing my appreciation. So they felt like they are valued as much as as adults. So it was never discussed. Like I didn't want them to have any expectations that they're gonna get paid. Also, what I did, we a little bit later, I started teaching them about money. If you allow me, I can tell you just on the side notes as a side
Yes,
note.
absolutely. I would love, since our whole program is around financial empowerment and financial literacy, it's important for us to understand and realize that it's so important for our kids to learn about money and learn how to build financial independence as early as possible. This is perfect example. Please go
The
ahead.
example, what, thank you. So the example, well, there's two funny stories. I was cooking one day in the kitchen, and as a singer-songwriter, I have my CDs, right? I have three CDs in Russian for adults, and now I have like the latest releases in English, and it's all for children. But at the time, I was busy cooking, and my son was probably around like 11, 10, 11, 12, something around that. So my daughter, like 2 years younger. So what that would and I'm cooking, busy. I think we were waiting for some friends to come over, and all of a sudden I hear music and I hear somebody singing. And when I stop, I'm like, wait a second, this is my own voice. So I open the garage door, the kitchen door to leading to the garage, and what do I see? My son and my daughter put my CD, they got the boombox, put it on the driveway, connected, like got the extension cord, put the CD and my CD, which is playing, and there is another CD, and there's a sign on the CD, Zhanna Shpits, the CD like $15 or something. So they were selling it.
Yeah, being creative, huh?
Being creative, and I go, whoa, stop it, please. Please forgive the sound for a second, because it's our dog is coming out speaking about Zoom. But yeah, that's all good. So that was one story. Although I was a little bit embarrassed, because it was my CD that they were selling, and at the same time, I was so happy that this entrepreneurial
Right.
light, right, started growing roots. That was one story. And then when my son was, I think it was in the fifth grade or something, I come into his room and I see a poster. And on the poster, it says, "Don't save money, period. Make more." And then I look at this and I'm like, wow, that's a good quote. And then I see Zhanna Spitz. So he quoted me. And I said, where did you take that book? He said, no, well, we had an assignment. I actually showed it to the teacher. And I'm like, oh my goodness. You can imagine bringing that into a public school. I'm like, ask me next time what you
Very smart, very smart sign.
So going back to your question, like how are they involved later on? So little by little, I never pushed them to do anything. I was just saying that, hey, which part of what I do you enjoy doing? And if it's for my son, eventually it became social media. So he was taking pictures. He was taking pictures while I was teaching. For my daughter, she loves little children just like I do. Sometimes the little kids would first make connection with her, and then they would come to me. It's amazing. And she's super helpful, like hands-on, like anything that needs to be done, cleaned up. All of this, she's very organized, much more organized than I am. So what they took the aspects of what they love to do, and they were doing it. Eventually, let me tell you, when my son became a teenager, I could feel it was not fun for him anymore. So being in class with me and with Yael, with his sister, it was not just he wouldn't jump for it. And what we transitioned to is um, uh, editing videos a little bit, not too much, a little bit for the YouTube channel, and then putting photos that we would take to my social media platforms. So there's always something. And then I always ask them, what is it that you really, really love? Like, for example, I'm not a cook. My children, that's another story. When they told me, Mom, we don't know how to bring it up to you, but maybe you shouldn't cook, because they are better cooks than me. And so they would say, we would pick up cooking, you do what you do the best, just like you ask us. And I think that's a fair deal. So I do pay them, but not because they are asking for it, just because I want them to feel like they are get in their pocket money. They also, what I taught is the value of savings. Although it was like, don't save, make more, I still stand by that. However, we opened the savings account, and I told them that they know how much they want when they get money. They give a portion from whatever they get, and it goes into the savings account, and they decide how much they want to put in. Because at 21, I said it's all yours, nobody's touching it, and it's up to you how you want to do it. So that's just my approach to that.
Wow, this is great. This is great approach. And by listening to your story, I I just want to share mine. I
Yes.
I have a granddaughter. She is 8 years old, and just last week she spent 4 days with me, and we had a lot of fun and we talked. And she shared with me that she has saved approximately $2,000 in her savings account. Well, parents, grandparents give money for holidays, and of course, her parents put it onto her college account. And she told me, Nana, I think if I will not, when I grow up, and I will not need this money for a college, I will, half of those money, I will donate to the organization who takes care of the animals. And I asked her, what will you do with the other half? She thought for a minute and she said, well, I will buy gifts for my friends, for my parents, for you, Nana. I will buy gifts for everybody. And you know what I told her? I'm already teaching her,
Mhm.
and hopefully she will learn from me something. I told her, how about you invest this money and make more money, and then
Mhm.
you can help more people and buy more gifts for everybody. She thought about it and she said, I love it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes. And I
That's
so
wonderful.
love, Zhanna, that um, you invited your children into, well, they're already in your life, but you invited them also into your other part of your life, into your business. And it seems to me, they're a big part of it. They're big helpers, right? That you can rely on them. But did you know that you could actually save money by doing that?
I
By
didn't. And that's something that you and I, we were talking off
Yes,
camera.
yes, and I love the signs that your son came up with. Um, Save more, right? Or make more. But what I teach about not just making more, but also saving more. We don't realize how much money we lose after we earn it. And with right steps, with right strategies, there are so many ways we can actually save money. And by hiring your children to work in your business, by doing reasonable work, this very easy task, you there are so many benefits, and you want to do it for many good reasons, such as to teach them about entrepreneurship, develop a strong work ethic, and for the tax-free income, and it's up to $12,000 per child. It's tax free. It was in 2020, 12,000, and I think 2021 it's 12,550 per child per tax year. And it's absolutely tax free, and they can help pay for their own expenses where appropriate, save for college, or even pay their own way on family vacations. Isn't it great?
Yes, it sounds wonderful.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind because it's a good chunk of money that
Yeah.
can be tax free. Okay,
Absolutely.
Shana, and this is the most exciting part I've been waiting for. I know that Your latest CD for children, My Favorite Day, is available now across music streaming platforms, and where our listeners can find it. And if you could share with us what is this CD about, and maybe even you can sing for us. It
Yes.
would be a real treat.
Yes, see, I brought my guitar. The guitar is always next to me. Even Lena, it's funny. Every time I get hired to speak for groups of people, for adults, I always bring my guitar with me, and they are always surprised. I never announce it that I'm gonna sing during the keynote or the workshop that I lead. It just brings so much joy to my heart and hopefully to everybody who is listening.
Oh, I love your singing. I absolutely love it. I've heard you many times on many different events, uh, and every time it's just blowing my mind.
Thank you. So the latest that I released is actually the first CD that I released in English, and it's all for children. In fact, so that just to put it in a context, I think that I call ourselves children too. I usually say I inspire kids of all ages from 0 to 120 and beyond. Because if we
So true. We're all children in heart.
exactly, yes. Whether that's the inner child, when we lose touch with the inner child, at least, that's like a kiss of death to me, because we lose this sense of wonder. That's what I think kids are most famous for. And isn't that what you cherish so much with
Absolutely.
your time
I
with
feel
your
like a
granddaughter?
child when I play with my granddaughter, and
Yeah,
it just so feels wonderful.
and
And
it's so
we're under her
real.
spell.
And you know what, Eliana, and everybody who is listening and watching this, guys, if you think about it, the children, this is my latest revelation, and I listened to a podcast. I don't remember where it came from, but it just so anchored in my system because it's so true. We, the big kids, adults, we usually, especially as entrepreneurs and business owners, we are always about the product, right? It's not like what's the next product, what's the next product. For children, the little kids, it's never about the end result. It's about the play. It's about the process. They don't care what they're going to create at the end,
They
right?
enjoy in the
They
moment.
care about
They live
this
in the moment.
exactly. What am I having fun in this moment? And if we can keep that in mind as business owners, yes, we're gonna create, we have more logic, more analytical, but let's not shut down.
They're all
And
about strategies, right?
it's strategies and tactics, and it's all good. It's that's why there's a reason for it. But never losing touch of the heart of who and the core of who we really are, which is love and light, and the now, the moment. You know what, since we are talking about that, then I actually made up my mind on the song that I want to share, because I was kind of debating which one to do, because I really love the concept, for this one song. Both of them are on that CD. It's the one is the theme song that I wrote for my TV program that is also called but just like the name of my business, The Kids Universe with a Z, and it's available on YouTube. And the concept there is you are loved, you're seen, you are heard, and you matter. Because to me, that's the message, the global, like the overarching message that I want people to grasp is that you matter. If we're here in this physical body, every single one of us matters, and then it's up to us what we're going to do in during this process. I think we can do
I love it. I love
so
it.
many great things. But the song that I'm going to share today, speaking about wonder, the sense of wonder in children, and how we as entrepreneurs, let's not lose this sense of beingness, and just completely immerse into the experience of what we are doing at any given moment. Here is the song. It's called What Day Is It? And it actually I got inspired by Winnie the Pooh, out of all creatures. I mean, not creatures, the characters, book characters. When I think Piglet is asking Winnie, what day? No, Winnie the Pooh is asking, what day is it, Piglet? And Piglet says, today. And Winnie, today? Today is my favorite day.
Oh, I
So
love
the,
it.
so the song is called My Favorite Day. Same as CD.
Today is
So
my
the whole
favorite
CD.
day.
Yeah, and you can sing along in the chorus if you want to. What day is it? It is today. What day is it? It is today. What day is it? It is today. Today is my favorite day. What month is it? It is this month. What month is it? It is this month. What month is it? It is this month. This month is my favorite month. I hug tomorrow and I kiss my past. Mwah! Thinking of them is a real blast. But it's so much fun to be here and now, as every second of my life is a huge loud. And then everybody puts your hands up and says, wow! Yes, I'm gonna skip the second verse, but then the last one is actually the whole point of the story and the song. What time is it? It is right now. What time is it? It is right now. What time is it? It is right now. Right now is my favorite time. This month is my favorite month. Today is my favorite day. Wow!
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
So
Zhanna, it's so wonderful. It's so, so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful, beautiful insight and message and song and your talent and your voice and your great personality. Thank you so much. Please tell us for those people who want um, to buy your CD and maybe make a gift to their children, to themselves, where can they find it?
it's actually on any platform right now. You can go. Thank you for asking. It's there's a platform that's called Here and Now, like here as listen, HEAR,
Mhm.
now NOW. If you just type in Here and Now Zhanna Spitz, my favorite day, you will find it. And it's on Amazon, on Spotify, on
iTunes.
iTunes.
I,
Yes, everywhere. And if
so
we
what
can
does it?
share
What search they need to do?
my favorite day,
My
Zhanna
favorite day.
Spitz, my favorite day. And I can send you the link
Yes,
if
for
you.
those who are watching us live or watching the replay, we will be putting all links to this video. Please go and find the CD and find Zhanna's work, and you
Yeah,
will
if
love
you,
her.
Lenchka, yes, if possible. I mean, I just want to throw it in. If somebody has questions about what you and I were talking about, you guys feel free to ask any questions you possibly have. You will have like I'm easy to find on through email or any social media, Zhanna Spitz, like LinkedIn and IG and
Yeah,
Facebook.
we will put all the links below.
You can, yes, or I was gonna say beneath the video here, you can also on in Yelena's group and post your question and we will be happy to answer it. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Absolutely. If you have any questions around how to involve your children into your business, how to save money on it too, please post them and we will be sure to answer them all. And thank you, Zhanna, so much for being our guest today. And I hope we will do this fun sometimes again soon.
Yes, yes, we will. I really immensely enjoyed our conversation. Thank you. And let's stay in this wow moment and live it every single moment of our life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jenna.